Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching this recording as I am on vacation this week, but I wanted to make sure you got your practice in. So thanks for joining me. Go ahead and come to your comfortable seat. If you have a strap, or it could be a belt or a robe tie, anything, it could be a long towel. We will be using that. Optional. So you can gather that and then come and join me, getting as comfortable as possible. I like to use a pillow for this. And then I'm setting my feet up just because I'm a little bit shorter than this chair. Taking a moment to settle in, noticing where you're touching the chair, your connection with the earth. And as we begin to breathe together, I invite you to, on the inhale, imagine you're inhaling this earth energy. And on the exhale, noticing if you can soften into receiving this support. Just taking a few breaths here, connecting with your breath. And if you like now, you can gently close your eyes or soften your gaze as we do a gentle body scan just to notice what's going on with the body, with the emotions today. So just beginning at the crown of your head, scanning down to your jaw, maybe opening and closing your jaw, making sure it's relaxed, maybe even giving your jaw a little massage. And then scanning down your neck, your shoulders, noticing any sensations, scanning down your arms, wrists, hands, and fingers, scanning down your chest, belly, all your internal organs working away just for you. Scanning down your back, lower back, hips, upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes. And then when you're ready, gently blinking your eyes open, and we'll start to add some movement to our breath. Starting with our neck, just starting with some very gentle neck circles. You can imagine drawing a circle with your nose on the wall in front of you. Always listening to your body. If any poses that I invite you to take don't feel good, of course, honoring your body first. Switching directions as you like. And making your way back to center. Taking a big inhale, and as you exhale, moving your chin towards your right shoulder. Inhaling center, exhale chin towards left shoulder. Moving back and forth at your own breath pace. If it feels better to you to hold for longer, feel free to do that. Making your way back to center. Inhaling here, exhale right ear towards right shoulder. If you like, you can extend your left arm. Getting a stretch all the way down the side of your head, neck, shoulder. When you're ready, coming back to center and then exhaling left ear towards left shoulder. Optional. Stretching that right arm to the right. And then just moving back and forth a couple of times. Coming back to center, moving into the shoulders, inhaling up, exhaling down around the back, noticing any sensations here. Without judgment, just stepping into that observer role. And then if you like switching directions, coming up the back, down the front. And then we'll grab our strap if you have it, or if not, you can simply do those motions with your arms. But taking a nice wide grip here and then bringing it back around. You can have your grip as wide as allows you to get the most mobility. And then if you like, you could try narrowing your grip. It's not required, but just finding that edge between comfort and where you're getting a little bit of a stretch. And if you don't have a strap, you can simply do this with your arms. And then coming back to center, and we'll stretch a different way here. You can bring the strap behind you. One arm has it on top, one below, and then just inching those hands to where they want to go, and then pulling up with your upper hand, pulling down with your lower hand. Taking a couple breaths here, and then releasing and switching out your arms. Other arm grabbing up, and other arm grabbing down, inching them, the hands as close as they like to go together, and then pulling up with the upper hand and down with the lower hand. And then releasing that strap for later. And then we'll move into our cat-cow with our shoulder arm. So bringing your hands to shoulders. On the inhale, bringing those elbows back any amount, expanding the heart. On the exhale, bringing your elbows towards one another, rounding the back and tucking the chin if that feels okay. If you have any back sensitivity, you can just keep it more in the neck and leave the back out of it. Inhale, expanding, bringing those elbows back. Exhale, bringing those shoulders towards one another. Warming up the spine. And releasing. Taking a big inhale, lifting the arms up. Breathing here just for a moment to feel that long line from the base of your spine all the way up your spine and up past your fingers. On your next exhale, twisting towards the right, bringing those arms down, letting them land where they may, and holding this twist just as far as feels good for you right now. On the inhales, lengthening that spine, and on the exhale, notice your natural engagement of the muscles, helping you to hold that twist. Twisting is great for digestion, massaging the internal organs, circulation, and as well as spinal health. On your next inhale, bringing those arms up high, coming back towards center. Exhale, twisting towards the left, letting the hands come down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting, holding that twist just as far as feels good for you today. Taking a few breaths here, lengthening and twisting. And making your way back to center. Inhaling, arms up high. Exhale, right hand comes down to your chair, left arm up, and then over towards the right. Noticing your left side body expanding, creating more room for the breath in the rib area. Next inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm up, and then over any amount. You can always put your hand on your head if your shoulder is tight or that doesn't feel good. Opening and expanding that side body. And then coming back to center. And we'll move into some hip circles. So I'm going to scooch up on the front side of my chair. Inhale, coming around the front. Exhale around the back. Noticing any tight spots, or maybe this feels really good today. Just observing, how does my body feel today? What feels good today? And what might my body need today? And if you like switching directions, does this side feel different? And making your way back to center, coming into our seated mountain pose, feet pressing into the earth, lifting that earth energy up through your legs, all the way up your spine and out the crown of your head, hands to heart center. You can return to this seated mountain pose whenever you like, regrounding and reconnecting with the breath. And we'll move into our seated sun salutation. To begin, empty all your air. Inhale, hands rise up. On the exhale, hinging forward, forward fold just as much as feels good today. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine, pressing hands into the legs. Exhale, folding down just as far as feels good. On the inhale, bringing that right leg up with you, either holding the leg under the leg or clasping your hands around the knee, squeezing it up as much as feels good. And then setting it down, coming down, pressing your hands into your legs, squeezing your elbows towards your ribs. On the inhale, shining your heart forward, baby cobra. Exhale, fold down. On your inhale, coming up for our upside down downward dog, hands pressing towards the ceiling, feet flexed, your version of straight legs right now, pressing energy up through the top of your hands and the bottom of your feet, full body muscular engagement. On your next exhale, bringing your feet back under you as you fold down. On the inhale, bringing that left leg up, either grabbing it any underneath or clasping the hands on the knee and squeezing it up as far as feels good today. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, hands rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Coming back to that seated mountain. Stable, grounded, steady. Checking in with your breath. We'll do one more round of sun salutation, exhaling your air. Inhale, arms rise up, stretching up. Exhale, folding, hinging at the hips, coming as far as feels good today. Inhale, halfway lift, telescoping the spine. Exhale, folding down. On the inhale, bringing that right leg up with you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up into our upside down downward dog. Hands pressing up towards ceiling, feet flexed. Taking 2 breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, bringing those feet back under you as you hinge forward. Inhale, bringing that left leg up with you. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, hands rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 complete breaths here. And we'll move into our chair pose. So we have options here. Option 1, you're staying in the chair, pressing your weight into your heels, engaging your leg muscles, building strength here. Another option is to come up, keeping your weight in your heels, energetically squeezing your legs towards one another, and then coming back down, doing these pulses, knowing that the chair is always there for you. Option 3 is holding that chair pose, pressing into your heels, squeezing the legs. If you like, you could bring your arms up or cactus arms or heart center. Noticing your strength here. And then gently releasing, coming back down into that chair, maybe tapping the feet out, thanking your legs for holding you up. And we'll move into our Warrior 2 flow. So bringing your right leg pointing right, left leg pointing forward. Arms rise up to shoulder height as you gaze down those right fingers. On your next inhale, rise that right hand up high, getting a little side body bend for reverse warrior. And then exhale, coming back through warrior 2 to side angle, bringing your forearm to right leg. Left arm goes up high, or it can come all the way by your ear. Whatever feels good today. And then moving back through warrior 2, reverse warrior, warrior 2, side angle. Just moving back and forth between these poses at your own pace. There's no rush. Noticing your breath. And maybe noticing the joy of movement. Maybe it doesn't feel good today, but just honoring our bodies for all that they do for us. Moving back up through warrior 2, and then coming back front, we'll change sides. Left foot pointing left, right foot pointing forward. Raising the arms up to shoulder height and gazing down the left fingers. On your next inhale, bringing that left arm high, side body stretch for reverse warrior. And then on the exhale, coming through warrior two to side angle, pressing that left forearm into the leg. Right arm comes up straight or by your ear. And then moving back and forth at your pace. Or option to hold warrior two. Coming back up to warrior two. And then releasing. And let's tap that out again. Now moving into a balance pose. We're going to do tree, and we've got options here. Always options. Option one, you could use a block or a book or a pillow. Open your leg a little bit, and then just play with going right and left. This is a balance challenge as we change where our ears are. Maybe finding a fixed point of contact for your eyes. Option two, you could do that same thing with the legs open, getting that nice openness in the hips. Option three, standing and bringing the leg closest to the chair up on the chair. You're getting that nice external rotation of the hips, grounding into the earth, and then rising up. And another option is grounding that foot closest to the chair down into the earth, bringing the other foot to either a little tripod kickstand here by your ankle or pressing your foot into your calf. And then maybe if that feels solid, experiment with letting go of the chair, knowing that it's always there for you. Maybe growing your branches, knowing you can always step out of this pose if needed. Balance is different every day, so really just observing, how does balance feel on this foot right now without any judgment. And then releasing that side, shaking it out, and moving to the other side. Either just propping up that leg or moving your leg to the side like we did with warrior two arms, moving back and forth as you gaze at a fixed point, or chair up on the leg up on the chair, getting that nice hip opening and playing with balance by having your feet at two different levels, or grounding that foot closest to the chair down, bringing the other foot to the ankle or calf. Noticing how grounded that feels, how balanced that feels, and maybe lifting that hand up off the chair. Maybe making growing branches. Trees do sway, so don't worry about that. Knowing you've got that chair, you got the floor, just playing with balance without judgment. And then releasing that out, shaking it out. And then we'll do some heel raises. So you can do this in the chair or the floor. I'll move over here, you might be able to see better. But just lifting heels up and down while breathing. This is great for circulation, ankle strength, foot stretch. And then if you like, bringing the toes up, ankles up. You can do this seated or standing, whatever you choose. A great thing to do every day if you think of it. And releasing that. And we'll move into our hips a little bit here. So coming back to that comfortable seat, making some little hip circles. I'm using my right leg. And then if you like switching directions. We'll move to the other side. Some gentle hip circles that can be small or big as feels good in your body. And then I'll bring that right knee towards the left knee, squeezing that in, and then opening it, stretching through the hips and the thighs. And then switching legs, left knee towards right knee, squeezing that in, opening it up. And you can continue doing that from side to side, or other option would be to bring that right ankle up to left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, hinge forward any amount until you feel a stretch. Just taking a few breaths here or continuing with the internal and external knee rotation. Both are great. And then if you're doing this figure four, going ahead and switching your legs out. Left ankle, right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold until you feel a stretch. Flexing this top foot to help keep this knee where it needs to be. And then releasing that. If you have a strap, we'll grab that again. Otherwise, you can do these stretches without. Planting your left foot and putting your right heel on the ground. And then either without the strap, you just inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. And same with the strap, you just have a little bit more traction with this strap. Taking a few breaths, allowing that leg to stretch out, release. Gently coming back up and swapping out your legs. Left heel planted, right foot solid on the ground. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold forward any amount until you feel a stretch. And just having that stretch be as deep or shallow as you like right now. Taking a few breaths, breathing into any tight spots. And releasing. Setting up for a little bit of meditation. So getting yourself as comfortable as possible. Making any adjustments needed to be in a comfortable spot for few moments. Once again, bringing our attention to the chair, our connection with the earth, allowing gravity to settle us down. If you like, you can gently close your eyes or soften your gaze or find a fixed spot to focus on. Noticing the quality of your breath, the cool air as you inhale, and the slightly warmed air as you exhale. Noticing any sounds in the room or farther away as they come and go. Becoming that observer, noticing any thoughts that arise, allowing them to come and go like clouds on your blue sky of your mind. If you would like a visualization, on the inhale, you could imagine a golden what ball of light traveling from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head. And on the exhale, watch that golden ball of light traveling down from the crown of your head all the way down your spine to the base of your spine. Healing as it goes. Let's release the visualization. You can begin to deepen your breath. Once again, bringing attention to where you're connected to the chair. Maybe pressing your tongue up towards the roof of your mouth. As you release the meditation and we do a final resting pose, you can just sit back, nothing to do here, no special way of breathing. Simply enjoy the benefits of our practice. Practice being, not doing. And then begin to deepen your breath, making any movements that are calling to you as you wake back up into the rest of your day. Gently opening the eyes. And I invite you to bring hands to heart center, prayer position. And I invite you to think of something you're grateful for right now. And I invite you to think about something you're proud of, some action you've taken. It could be tiny, it could be big, it could be just doing this practice. Celebrate that action now. And then bringing hands up to your forehead, the third eye, your seat of intuition. Let's all thank ourselves for doing this practice, taking care of our energy. When we take care of our own energy, it positively affects everyone and everything around us. So, as we do this practice, we're making the world a better place. And I'd like to thank you for practicing with me. It's a joy for me. And honoring the teacher and the student and all of us, we bow. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining me today. And I hope this was enjoyable practice for you. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.